Hi. So yes, I want to do a live video today because I think there are still many questions, and it will be so much easier to answer them just talking to you than writing it in 20 different posts on Instagram. I will turn off the light in a second. Ta-da! I think I will just start straight away. In case you have any questions, just write them and I will read and answer. I thought I will just start with the van because so many people are asking me, is the van already sold? And why are you selling the van? And it's so sad that you are going to sell the van. There are a couple of reasons. First of all, it kind of feels like it's the right timing. Second of all, I will keep doing van life. So first, good news. But I will keep doing van life in places like Germany or Switzerland maybe, and I will do it still full time, and I will live in the van during the entire year. And Vanilla is absolutely great, and I love her a lot. She's empty by now, as you can see. Nothing is on the walls anymore. So yeah, she's really, really cool and great home on wheels, but for traveling. If you want to live in this van during winter in a place like Germany, German people might know that it rains quite a lot here. It's not that fun anymore. You cannot stand up, which is totally fine when you travel, especially if you're in warm places. And the outdoor kitchen is also like, I really, really love the outdoor kitchen. But when I live in a city, and this might be the case for the future years, I don't know. But if I will live in a city in a van, I cannot just like pull out the kitchen and start to cook, especially not in the German rain. So yeah, this is the main reason why I'm gonna sell the van. Yeah, just want to check how the pricing is. Yeah, so I really don't know if the people were seriously interested or if it was more just like a checkup. I have some people who sounded very, very, very interested, but at the same time, I still want to just make the van a bit more pretty again. We used the table, so I have to sand it and paint it again. Same for these little things here. We had like keys hanging there, so it's looking a bit idly. So I'm gonna check, clean the van, of course, after all the dusty roads there. And also she will go to the mechanics. They're still like, we have to change the oil and just like general checkup. Then there was something else, like my dad is doing the mechanics, so I don't really know what we will change, but yeah, just make her be nice again. And yeah, this is why I don't have anyone to buy her yet, because there's still too many things that are not quite clear. Is there like, will there be a new van? Yeah, I already answered that. There will be a new van, and I'm super, super, super excited for that. I'm already, I don't know if you already saw it, but in the stories yesterday and this morning, I already reposted so many vans, because yeah, I'm gonna get a new van, and it will be, I really don't know which kind of van it will be, and I actually don't really care. If you have any idea, if you say like, wow, the Sprinter van is definitely the best, or no, better go for Crafter than Sprinter or Ducato, or like, yeah, why I want to have a new van is because I still want to live in a van. I see it now, that I'm staying at my parents' place. I'm constantly inside, and every time my mom says like, Viki, walk the dogs, I'm like, no, I don't want, me. Like, why Viki? Because I love to be outside and I love to walk the dogs. Why am I so, I don't know, I feel so trapped in a house. I get all lazy, and I don't know, maybe it's too cozy in a house. I don't know, but I really don't I'm not made for this anymore. So I want to keep living in a van, want to keep living so close to nature and so close to outside, and also saving on rent, which is just like so much money. Saving on rent and still being able to afford like your own place and to afford a car. Next question. Will I keep traveling? Ooh. Or will I get a job? I actually thought, like, my original plan, if you can call it like that, I didn't have a plan, but yeah, if you wanna say so, I thought of going, I thought of taking this winter to try to realize my own projects. You already saw some, like the calendar, the little van life fashion brand I tried to build up, and there's many other things that I'm planning. I will also go to some trade fairs and so I thought of working on my own projects for the next months. So run away in winter to a warm place, and then just and maybe if my own projects didn't work, I could have still try to work and try to find a job in summer. The thing about that is that I got a job offer, or basically a friend of mine sent me his favorite architecture of it, and like I didn't count with a job, and then it was kind of a chance that fly towards, like, it just came inside my hand and I was like, okay, I can just take it or let it go. So I applied, and next week I'm gonna go there and we'll have a job interview, and let's see, like, if it's gonna be, and then I will live in the Black Forest, which is a very, very beautiful place, and it will be all white in in winter, which is definitely better than rain. So I'm curious if I will be able to stay in the van if it's that snowy, but I know people who have lived in the van during an entire ski season. So yeah, let's see if that works. Another thing that is connected to this is that next week I will go, and it's already in a couple of days. It's on Wednesday. I will go to pick up a camper van, not a camper van for myself, like not my own camper van, I mean, but it's it's like hard to describe. It's Malibu is a German brand that builds camper vans, or camper van is the right. They also do motorhomes, but they have camper vans as well. I will kind of test drive it for the next 2 months. So it's like a cooperation. So I will write something for them, and they will give me the camper van, and I will drive it until January and bring it to a trade fair. I mean, not a ferry. So yeah, that's gonna be very interesting, and it's so cool because I can, like, sell vanilla and still have a home, and I don't have to live with my parents. So I'm really looking forward for that. Maybe I will be able to live in there while converting the other camper, or I will already start with a job and live in that camper. I don't really know exactly how it's gonna be, but I will have a huge camper van for the next 2 months. It's a long wheelbase, so I will be already able to see if for my next camper I want to have a long wheelbase or better the shorter version. So yeah, that's gonna be very interesting. If you have any questions for that, of course I will next week post about it on Instagram. You will see everything about it there, but if you have any questions, just let me know. And some people, hi Matthias, some people asked me why we were in such a hurry coming back to Germany. I mean, first of all, it had 3 main reasons. First of all, Russian winter was coming, and we were like a bit afraid of that. We heard some stories already from other travelers. My parents were panicking. They were telling me like, Viki, don't go there. I will pay you the ferry. Don't do it. We were lucky with the weather. It was very, very cold in northern Kazakhstan especially, and then in Russia it got a bit warmer again. So we were lucky with the weather, but it was one reason to, for example, not do Uzbekistan anymore, which is a shame, but a reason to come back. And another thing is that we were broke. Like, we are literally so broke. We drove back with the last money we had. And yeah, there was just like no money left. And if you're on the other side of the world, and or not, it was not the other side of the world, but if you're so far away from home and you have like no money on your bank account, that's not nice. So we hurried back because we knew we cannot afford to travel anymore. And the third reason, and the reason why Antonio is not here today, is that we fight a lot. The last weeks were not very, very nice anymore for both of us. It might be because we were 24/7 together, but the other couples we have traveled with, they also have been 24/7 together, so can't be that bad. But the two of us didn't get along very well in the last months. Antonio left yesterday. I brought him to the airport, and it's, I don't really know if what I should tell you, if we broke up or if we didn't break up. I also don't look. I can tell on internet now, like, hey guys, we broke up, and next week I will be like, hey guys, we are back together, and I really don't want to be that childish and girly. But I also want to be honest with you, why I'm all the time alone, and why he left, and why we hurried back, and in the end, it's just a normal relationship, and it's a life, and sometimes it is not a little bit childish and girly or whatever. So yeah, he left. We left as friends. The last week we had a very, very, very good talk and finally understood what's the problem of the other one, or of the other. So yeah, there was needed this talk, but at the same time, I don't really know how we're able to, if we're able to solve these problems. So for now, and anyway, even if this wouldn't have happened, this would be the case. I have to organize what I'm gonna do next, because with an empty bank account, you can't go there very far. So will it be a job or my own projects or whatever? Will I be in the van? Will I be in Germany or wherever? So I have to organize my life. Also, Antonio has the same issue, or even worse, because he also has some debt to pay. So he also has to find some work and make some money, and he definitely wants to keep living in a van, even though he can't afford it at the moment, but he's working on it. And yeah, he is in Spain, and I'm very, very jealous, because it's definitely more warm here, and it's definitely more warm there, and it's definitely gonna be, yeah, more light, and the food is better. I love Spain. Yeah, so I'm a bit jealous of him, and I'm very glad that, like, he stayed for 1 week with me and my family, and I'm very glad that he could meet up with his family now. Yeah, so we had a great time. I'm really glad that we did this trip together, and we learned a lot from each other. But for now, it's time to separate and see where everything is heading. I hope I didn't break your hearts now. um, then another like questions you had, if there's a possibility to meet up. Yes, there is. I will be in January at the CMT trade fair in Stuttgart, and I will do some presentations. I'll do some presentations there. That could be one way to meet up. I will also be at other trade fairs probably. Not quite sure yet, but I will let you know. And of course, otherwise, I am in northern Germany at the moment, and I'm a little bit on van conversion hunting, as you saw maybe yesterday. So if you're close and you have an epic van, I really want to meet you. Of course, I want to meet you also if you don't have a super nice van. So yeah, just let me know. Oh yeah, someone asked me, how is it to travel with a dog and a van in Asia? It was much easier than I expected. We had prepared all the papers, but no one really cared about them, except they wanted money and like corruption, blah blah. But then you just have to bring some time, which you normally have if you go to Asia with a van. So that was not really a problem. Many people ask me if we have a 4x4. No, vanilla is not a 4x4. And of course we got stuck, but I think also 4x4s got stuck there. It's like you will not go to the most weird places, the most off-road, because you will just break the car. Like I actually learned there that I'm not such a big fan of a 4x4 as a van, because it's like your entire home that you're driving on top of these terribly bumpy roads. And yeah, I'm not quite sure if you need a 4x4 in general, but definitely I'm sure that you don't need a 4x4 to travel there. Like it's totally fine. We don't even have a very high car like the clearance, I think it's called, like Bodenfreiheit. It's really not necessary to have a super 4x4 off-road vehicle to go to Central Asia. Just like what's really important, be sure that you have some springs and some shock absorbers with you, because everyone I know broke them. So this, you will need them. And if you are in Germany, if you have some time, come over to the trade fair, because I will, also CMT Reisemesse, because I will do a presentation about the trip, and I will also do another presentation about solo traveling, because that's what I did before. So yeah, if you want to know any of those topics, come over. Now, how is Cleo? I already saw someone asked. Cleo is such a survivor. Like, I don't know if you all heard the story, but we thought that she got like either a car drove over her or she got hit. We didn't know. The car was parked. The car started to drive and it did like boom, boom, as if there's a big stone that it tried to drive over. And then Cleo came running from, like, we were standing on this side of the car and she came from underneath the car screaming and running, and I thought that this was over because she was shaking, she was screaming, and I thought, like, if this car drove over her, these are her last steps. So it was very, very terrible. I felt, it was one of the worst moments for me. But yeah, and even like the worst part of this worst moment was that we were 3 hours away from a city. This city, like the road there was so bad. We were driving 20 to 30 kilometers per hour. So, and it was so bad that I was laying with her in bed and we jumped against the ceiling because it was just so bumpy. You can't imagine the bumpy roads there. So yeah, and then of course in this tiny town, because no one has pets there, the veterinarian didn't work on a Sunday evening, and we had to wait during the night, and it could have been her last night. And I woke up every time she moved and I checked if she's still breathing and everything. It was really not a good experience, and I really don't want to do this again. But she survived the night, and the veterinarian checked her, and she seemed to be fine. She didn't seem to have anything broken. We still don't know what happened. It took her around a week, and she was back being the same grade as she was before. So um, yeah, like I don't know what happened. But she's absolutely fit again. She's jumping. She's super hungry all the time. This night never happened in her life. She's normally like super picky, and now every time we prepare the food, she's like, and this is really great. Um, yeah, she's fine. She's of course she's old. She's 12 years old now, and you can see her eyes are getting a bit gray, and she hears just the things she wants to hear. But it's like, but she's happy and she's fine, and she's even playing with my mom's dog. So yeah, it whatever happened, it's over. Oh yeah, another thing. I'm gonna do a giveaway for the Van Life magazine calendar. So if you want to join that, it's just for travel diary readers. On my website, you will find the travel diary, which I publish around every month. Oh, it's raining. um, and yeah, just if you want to join, it's 3 calendars, and I will announce the winner tomorrow. Do you Are you interested in more live videos like that? Because maybe I could do this during the van build as well. I don't know. Let me know. I don't know if you can like also leave comments afterwards. That could be an idea, because like Antonio was doing the video editing. Is what I wanted to say, and neither do I have a laptop that can handle that. My laptop is so old. He's almost as old as Cleo. And I am not, plus I'm not able to edit them. Well, you can learn that, blah blah, I know. Yeah, but it could be an option to do it via live videos, because I've seen that you can also a little bit edit the live video. So maybe I can cut out the as I do a lot, and then just like publish this as a video, if that's interesting for you. So let me know. If you don't have other questions, I will fuck off and not bore you, and you can also go on breakfast. Thank you so much. Bye bye. How to end this again? Oh. Okay.